Well, build my gallows and build them high. Makes a long time climbing before I die. I want the chance that's buried in his eye. Well, he gave me bars, but I can see between to a dusty yard and a long gone green. They call that freedom, if you know what I mean. And I drown my sorrows, but the whiskey's gone. I'm sober.
Hello, everybody. Welcome to Quick Bang. I'm Matty. This is the first one I've done for a wee while. It's just on the back of Hibs 2-0 defeat at Celtic. Joined tonight by Leon, Jimmy, Dave, and Ray. Leon, you're first up, mate. How you doing?
No, not bad, mate. Not bad. Thanks. Perfect. Watching that shite tonight.
What was your take on the game?
It's really disappointed. I knew we were up against it with Poacher's missing as much as he gets hassle on that, but I just didn't. We never started well. Well, we did. Obviously, for 2.5 minutes, Nisbet had his chance, but I think as the game went on and they were putting their pressure on us, we looked a wee bit. We looked like a team of boys having to play together, which is understandable. And I was pretty poor. I felt the second half was obviously a little better than the first, but that wasn't hard. I reckon if that was due to Celtic sort of taking their foot off the gas, or if it was maybe I was getting back into it. But it wasn't great.
And what about you, Jimmy?
Probably the same as what Liam was saying about, we basically defended pretty well in the first half. Jesus Christ. It was just a complete press, fast. And Nisbet's sitter and his work rate again in the first half, shocking me. Like Liam says, you were certainly up against it. I mean, they're a good team. They're a squad worth millions of pounds, and I didn't expect much, to tell you the truth. But if you miss chances like that and give the ball away like Campbell gave the ball away, and you get punished, you're toiling, mate. You're toiling. I thought the big fella had a good game at the back, actually.
Like Rocky.
Rocky. He certainly
came in the game, definitely.
Aye, he started off a bit, oh no, what we're getting here, but he got the amount of defending he had to do, him and handling, I thought were very good. Other than that, Matty, there wasn't really much sun, there was, it's probably what we expected. We didn't get hammered. That's probably about it.
I'm grateful for small mercies thing there. What about you, Dave?
That's right.
How did you see the game, Dave? Not literally like you probably watched on the telly like the rest of us, but what was your take on it?
So when I saw we were set up for a 4, I kind of expected that because I couldn't see him going with a 3 with the players that were missing, a 4 at the back of it, right? And then for their first goal, I saw everybody screaming at the defence and what they're doing and look at the space he's got and all the rest of it. And Leon actually took a couple of pictures of it and put it on Twitter, which are really good. But the space is there because the defenders are doing exactly what they're taught to do, which is to split right out wide because you're pushing the fullbacks up, right? But what's got to happen there is somebody in the centre of the midfield has to come in and cover for any runners coming in.
Yeah.
Now, we lose the ball for the silliness for Campbell and all the rest of it, but nobody tracks that runner. So he's got that massive space to run into between the two centre-backs. And there's nothing they can do with that. It's the easiest goal you'll see, right? And that's just maybe a mistake in the formation. Maybe they've been, training a lot of time with a 3-4-3 and all the rest of it, and maybe not sure how to handle that. You saw later on in the second half, and I know it's different because the game's pretty much won, and they were taking their foot off the gas a bit, but we moved back to a 3 when Stevenson came on and Hanlon just sitting in the middle, and you were much more protected there and all the rest of it. So I think it's just lessons learned there. That just didn't work at all at the beginning. The penalty's unfortunate. The referee doesn't see it at all. Right? He listens to the shouts from the crowd. You can see from the angle again, when they show from behind the referee, he can't see that at all, and there's no way the lino sees that. So that's 100% just the shout from them. And it is a penalty. I know that. That's the rules. But he's not done it because he's seen it. He's announced it because he heard it from the crowd.
Do you think he came off his chest, Dave?
No, I definitely. I mean, it hit off his chest and hit off his hand, but it clearly hit off his hand. I mean, and it's they have that thing about the way you're holding your arms and all the rest of it. So his arms were like that, which isn't he? They'll say that's not the way his arms should be down at his side, which is utter nonsense. You can't move around the pitch doing that. But the worst thing for me, especially in the first half, was our midfield. I thought our midfield were atrocious. That's some of the worst I've seen from our midfielders, to be honest. And from JDH, who I like a lot, Newell, nothing, and Campbell. And Campbell is going to hang it to dry a bit. I don't understand what he's doing on the left-hand side, because it's it's not a position for him.
Over shape was terrible at times.
You've got to have a bit of bravery there as well, though, Leon. You've got so you're expecting Newell's the kind of player whose job it is to come and take the ball, receive it, turn and go, and find passes. There was none. It was a pass to Newell, back to Hanlon, pass to Newell, back to Hanlon, then lump it. Nobody actually wanting to be brave there and try and split theirs. And they press like nothing on earth.
That's right.
Like the first 30 minutes, they were like six players pressing up. So listen, I can go on for hours, so let's move on to Raymond. I'll take Raymond's ground.
Raymond, was that good, the bad, and ugly you had in the background to start off, or am I back up the wrong
a few dollars, a few dollars more.
I was close.
A few dollars more, because we could have done a few dollars more, maybe for Japan. What can you say about that? It was atrocious. The midfield was awful. Newell's negativity was in my head, and that Jake Doyle-Hayes wasn't much better. On the odd occasion he played the ball forward. It was good. We're pushing the ball out wide, trying to do something. But by that time in the game, to be perfectly honest, we were coming into it because Celtic have come off it. They'd stopped pressing us at the edge of our box. We had no answers to the way they were playing the game. It was really, really poor. I was really disappointed with them. There was nothing in the middle, which meant none of our front guys could do anything with the ball. Boyle, I mean, Christ, how often did you see him in that first half? You know, he had nothing to do because we couldn't get the ball to him. It was very poor. It was really poor. But sometimes, you know what, you've just got to put your hands up and say, you know what, played a right good team there. With a lot of very good players that played a right good game of football, and just put your hands up and say, well beaten.
That's right.
Yeah, team on the night one. Leon, what did tonight's game tell you about Sean Maloney and the system he's wanting to play, if anything?
I think he'll stick to his guns, if anything. What he's trying to do, especially with playing it to the goal kicks and that. He's been doing that in other games and continue to do it. I think personnel's obviously got to dictate everything, as it always does with football. But I think I feel our pressing was quite good coming into the Celtic game. What he was trying to do with the pressing, how he was trying to work it and that. And I felt that obviously Celtic were just like they're like a monster compared to us with pressing the day, the night. But there's always positive signs, and it's really early. It's really early in his tenure, and I think the next couple of games are going to be very important. Just obviously the Cove games, by as well as, but the next couple of games we're going to really see where we are, especially in the league, and hopefully he gets a tune out of many of these players.
And tell me, what about the team selection? Were you happy with the lineup and the subs?
Well, Matt, if they're going to play this for the back, rolling the ball to the backies, and then they've got to keep possession. They continually gave the ball back to Celtic. A quick pass that was right to a Celtic player. Very, very. I don't know about the formation, mate. Dre Wright, I didn't know what position he was supposed to have started. I think Liam says he was behind Nisbet, but he was just all over the place. I don't know what the hell he was supposed to have been doing, but I'm not going to stick Dre Wright out to dry because Nisbet was just shambolic. I just really I can't get my head around. he doesn't even try. He tracked back once right enough and got the ball, but most of the time there was nothing there, mate. His formation, I can see what he wants to do. I can see he wants to have ball players there, which is pretty good. I'm happy with that. But if we keep continually giving the opposition the ball back, then we're just asking for trouble.
Dave, if we look at the subs, raised a few eyebrows on Twitter, especially kind of looking at and following the game on Twitter as we're watching it, and I think folk were maybe expecting Doidge or Mueller to come on, but instead we saw Murphy. James Scott was probably the biggest surprise, and then Bradley as well coming on with Scott Allen. What did you make of the subs?
Probably the same as most, to be honest. I mean, Mueller's clearly no fit, otherwise you've got to think he's coming on. And he's somebody who can maybe, based on what we've seen, could have changed something just with the pace he's got. We've seen nothing from James Scott to suggest that he's going to do anything in that game. I know that they're all coming out and saying the right things in the press conferences. He's saying, he's working hard and training. Again, didn't see anything tonight to suggest that. Stephen Bradley's a young laddie who's been at, where was he, Ayr United or something? I don't really see how you can go from being a bit player at Ayr United to be coming in and playing against Celtic, to be honest. I'm a bit concerned that Tate, wasn't he, even on the bench, I don't think. So maybe he's not fit. So we don't know the ins and outs of who's properly fit and all the rest of it. So, I think we'll hold back on commenting properly on that until we see the full squad out and see what develops. But just based on tonight, obviously he's buying new players across all parts of the pitch, but nobody really in that kind of Newell and GDH area. So he's obviously kind of happy in that position. And to be honest, in the vast majority of games of the season, probably 80% of the games, you're not going to get that press that you got tonight.
Yeah.
Because no other teams have got those players. Right? Those players are outstanding and they're light years ahead of what we've got right now. And you have to maybe have a look at that rather than just saying, well, that was shit. Right? And we're in a really bad position. We're not in a bad position. If we play like that against Aberdeen or Dundee United, then we're in a bad position. Right? As long as we keep beating the teams that are round about us, then we'll end up third. That's all that actually matters. You're never going to beat Celtic to second. You're never going to beat Rangers to second. Right? They're hundreds of millions ahead of us.
For as bad as it was as well, we had our moments in the game. We had chances, we had a few opportunities like out wide getting the ball to the box and stuff, and maybe a couple of tackles to stop balls getting into. Was it Omer Boyle and there was two players sitting waiting in the middle, and Starfield made that challenge. I mean, you could have got a couple of goals that day. Ken, for as bad as we played, for as well as Celtic played against us, we still had the moments that we could have nicked something and the game could have changed. And you've got to, that's got to be a positive. You've got to look at that and be like, Ken, take that.
It's a poor miss from Nisbet, to be honest. No matter which way you look at it, right? That's just, you take it on your other foot. It's like he's changed his whole body shape to try and prod it with his right, rather than just side foot that with his left foot. And you can't miss if you do that with your left foot. But
no,
that's just the way he's playing there, isn't it?
Raymond, what I ask you, I know you like the tactical side of the game and all the rest of it, right? And appreciate the finer arts of football. I was getting infuriated by Hibs' propensity to get into good positions and then take the ball away back into their own half. I know there's a good argument to be made for keeping possession. How do you view that? Do you think it's a good thing, an acceptable thing, or something that you wish we weren't doing?
I think that it comes down to individual players and their abilities. So I think there was one occasion in the first half where we pushed the ball in a good position at the edge of their box. Where either a shot or a pass out wide, I can't even remember who it was. It may have been, I'm not entirely sure. And we ended up with the ball back at the edge of our box, playing 7 or 8 passes sideways across the edge of the box. It kept us possession, but ultimately we did nothing. You've got to have an end product. Now I do get frustrated with people saying, "Get the ball forward." Like, you have to build. Sometimes you have to build, but at no point tonight did we look like we were building anything that was going to result in something. No, that's unfair. There was a couple of occasions, right? But there were they're few and far between. Few and far between. It was very disappointing. And look, as Dave said, let's don't get too upset. It was Celtic at Celtic Park, an extremely good team with far better players than we've got than we're likely to have. Right? If we can keep doing what you keep doing, the good things in the other games, we'll be fine. However, it was perplexing. It was worrying that some of the stuff tonight, the negativity from the midfield, we still appear to have two holding midfield players, and both of them who instinctively want to play the ball sideways or backwards. And it's I cannot wait until the man that was he wasn't allowed to play tonight, Henderson. Can't wait till Henderson gets it. Either Henderson or hopefully
McGuinness.
Yeah, thank you. Jesus, I'm half asleep here. One of them get back in the game. Somebody were a bit dry. It was on a positive note. Before Maloney arrived, we were getting the ball to the edge of the box, off the wing, playing square balls, and nobody was meeting it. Tonight, there were players there. We never connected with them, but there were players hitting the box, hitting the penalty spot, or hitting the 6-yard box when we were getting the ball across the face, and Celtic defended it well. So that's a positive, because previously that ball would have just slid right across the face of the goal. Nobody would have been there to tap it in. I mean, well, Nisbet was there to tap it in, but he just made a rip-roaring shot front of it.
Aye. Okay, looking ahead then to Thursday, Leon, how do you see that game going against Cove?
Well, hopefully we get I think it's a better performance, but technically aye, and just get through. That's what it's all about in the cup, I suppose. And hopefully we can plug in a couple of players into the side that are available. Get a chance to see some of them up front as well. So moving forward, I'll be going in to watch it. I'm looking forward to it. I think you've got to look at a comfy win. I mean, the Cove will be named mugs. They always perform well in the lower leagues and that. So you've just got to go in and get the job done.
Well, you, Jimmy, how do you see it going?
I think, like Leon says, we've got to be professional, get the win, but get if Muller is injured or if he's no fit, get him on that bloody park and let's see what he's got. Maybe time for Doige, to get a run out against Cove, because he's only had very few minutes, really, hasn't he? So
yeah.
And you don't know, but I don't know how far McGuinness is away from getting back into the team. But hey, be professional, get the result, and get a couple of these laddies back on the pitch, and let's see what they can do.
Dave,
I think the Deutsch shout is a good one. He's actually only had 29 minutes apparently since back injury. And people are concerned that he's not up to what he was. Well, the guy has to play to get match fit. It's a perfect game for him to play in. I think it'd be worth dropping Nisbet just so he knows he's not an absolute stonewall pick every game. Might get a change in his attitude. I mean, we'll have to win it convincingly, right? And this is the thing: you can go out there in this game and you'll see Newell and JDH having the game of their lives, but you've got to remember the quality of that. They've got all the time on the ball and the rest of it, right? So, yeah, it's a convincing win. Get the rest of the players fit, and then move on to the next league game.
Yep. And Ray, what about you? Last word from you.
Strangely enough, I was thinking it'd be very similar to tonight, in that we would take the place of Celtic, so to speak. By rights, we shouldn't be, winning at Celtic Park. Obviously, you want to and you hope to. Cove will be wanting and hoping to. By rights, they shouldn't.
Yep.
But it's not to say it can't happen. I'm expecting to be cold. I think that's the most likely thing that's going to happen. I hope that I hope we get ourselves in a position in the game that we can get the likes of Tate and guys like that in and getting them playing. I'd be all for playing Doidge, actually. I'd be all for dropping Nisbet because, well, frankly, he deserves it. And I hate getting on people's backs, but he does. He needs something. When the young Norwegian lad, I don't know when that visa's due. I don't know how long that is. Heard on that? Anyone know?
No,
no heard,
Forces
but
get me on it, I heard.
hopefully they get it this week. Hope.
Right.
I think so, eh?
I take that long, surely.
Don't call me Shirley. Yeah, let's. I would hope that we would just be in a position to sort of let some of the young lads have a game and all the rest of it. As Leon says, listen, Coven or Muggs, I'm pretty sure they're doing very well in their particular league, aren't they? They're not near the top of their league.
They're having a cracking season. Excuse me.
You know, so they're not going to be any mugs, and they'll probably set themselves up with 11 behind the ball and hitting the break, you know. So we've just got to be a wee bit aware of what's going on. And on that note, actually, I was quite impressed with Rocky. He had there was a wee rocky spell at the beginning, but other than that, he was fine. And some of his passing was good. His reading of the ball was good. And I noticed there was folk in the chat giving him a hard time within a couple of minutes. And I was like, you know, give the boy a break.
Give a chance.
I thought it was very good.
Yeah, there's potential for man of the match for me. I thought he'd be for
definitely
a good game.
Definitely. Hanlon as well, Matty. Hanlon was good as well.
Hi. Right, we're kind of out of time here, so just a wee quick shout out to @FattestPrickus on Twitter, or Alex for those of us that know him, who stepped in to host a wee episode of Hibs last night. So if you've not checked that out, go and have a wee listen. It's grand. We'll be back with Longbangers tomorrow night, and Short Bangers will be one night next week, maybe no Thursday though, because we'll be at the football. Leon, Jimmy, Dave, Ray, thanks very much for your time tonight. Thanks for listening, and we'll catch you next time.
Cheers, guys.
Well, they trailed me down when I broke free. I drank all the whiskey in Tennessee. I don't drink water, no.